Are you afraid to go camping? Are you afraid to go camping by yourself? Are you afraid of things that might happen while you are camping if you decide to go camping? This video is for you. Obviously, if you've watched my channel, you know that I camp, whether it's at a campsite like this, or on an island off my bass boat, or stealth camping in a dumpster or behind a McDonald's. I camp a lot. There are a lot of people that leave comments and send me messages and emails and this and that's, you know, in so many words saying they camp vicariously through me. And a lot of times those are things that people say based on hesitations or fears or preconceived notions about camping. Things like being with no cell service or the bugs. And, you know, the bugs are really bad this weekend, and I bought myself a Thermacell and it's working great. So even right there, bugs, if you're afraid of bugs, get a Thermacell. Get bug spray. I've got bug spray and a Thermacell right here. Or just general anxieties and fears about things and what might be in the woods and being far away from home. And I've heard it all. I've heard it all from all of you. So I decided I'm going to make this video and give my like 10, maybe 15 reasons and explanations of why you should not be afraid to go camping and why you should not be afraid to go camping alone. So let's get into it. Don't be afraid! I think the first thing on the list would have to be noises in the woods or surrounding you at night when you're sleeping in your tent. Most likely you'll be in a tent or a hammock or something. And I'm in a state forest right now in the middle of north central PA, and I slept here last night. I'm going to sleep here again tonight. And there are noises in the woods. You're going to hear branches breaking, things falling out of trees, footsteps, weird things. There's going to be noises. I can tell you that they're absolutely normal. And I can tell you that any human being, whether someone like me that's slept in the woods hundreds of nights, or someone that's their first night sleeping in the woods, you're going to hear those things and your spidey senses are going to tingle. Your lizard brain's going to go off and you're going to be a little alert. You also might be a little afraid or anxious. You know, could be 100 yards away, could be 10 feet away. Something is outside of your tent while you're sleeping or, you know, vulnerable. In my experience, anything that makes a loud noise or anything that is going to let you know of its presence is generally going to be very small. Whether that's like a raccoon or a squirrel or even I've seen skunks come through my campsites. Luckily, I've never been sprayed. Deer feed throughout the middle of the night and just look for plants, and you know, they step on twigs. They rub up against trees. Squirrels jump from branch to branch. Antithesis of that is obviously anything that would be predatory is going to be stealthy, because obviously they're hunting for prey. Why would like a bear or a mountain lion, that's, you know, bears are very much omnivorous too, so a lot of times they're just eating berries and stuff, but why would something that's hunting for meat let potential meat know of its presence? It's counterintuitive. It doesn't work that way. They're going to get spooked 99.99% of the time, so I don't think noises or predators are something you need to worry about. Point number 2 is anything that would be in this state forest. There's coyotes, there's foxes, there's probably some sort of cats like bobcats or mountain lions or lynx that are, you know, big but not huge. And then I know there's black bears. I've seen black bears out here. They're curious and they will come around based on smells and stuff, but they're also very, very skittish. So there's really not much to worry about. And as long as you're aware of what's out here, you're probably going to be fine. You're going to be fine. My third point and it's all kind of, the first 3 points are all kind of like things you hear and know are there. Get yourself a nice pair of earplugs. If you're one of those people that's going to be alert and looking over your shoulder and peeking out of the tent every time you hear anything, get yourself some earplugs and you'll be asleep in 15 minutes and sleep like a baby throughout the night. I promise you that. I guess my next point, let's call it number 4, would be go camping with your friends. Go camping with people, your family. You know, your local church group or something probably does camping retreats and stuff. I don't know. It's not something I do, but I'm sure I see groups like that out here all the time. Well, bring your dog. You're alone, but you're not alone. I bring Zero with me all the time. Zero has camped more nights with me in the last 2 years than any other human has. That being said, if you want to camp alone, but don't want to be alone, bring your dog. If you just want to get out and camp, but all these things are bothering you, go camp with family, friends, groups. Join some local recreation center things, or like, like Boy Scouts, but like for adults. There's got to be something. Go to a campground like a KOA, or even right along this river valley I'm on, there's campgrounds that are like with facilities, bathrooms and showers, and you literally just park your car and have a nice patch of grass and some trees to camp under, surrounded by other people camping. You don't have to be alone. And if you want to be alone, I've been out very remote and very close to people. I've camped where there's no one around for 20 miles, and I've camped like I am right now. There's people at campsites surrounding me. I guess number 5 would be, let's assume that a lot of these people that are anxious or scared or nervous about going to camp, whether alone or with people, let's assume you're newer to it. You did it once when you were a kid, or you did it once a few years ago, or you've never done it and you just want to get out and try it. You don't have to go that far from home. Right now, I'm a solid 5-hour drive from my house. I've been fly fishing for the past 2 days, camping the last night and tonight, and I'm going to fish tomorrow. I'm by myself. I'm in the middle of nowhere in a state forest. I'm at campsite, so there's some people around, but I'm pretty, see, they're playing cornhole or something probably. I'm pretty isolated right now as far as geographically. There's some people around. I could have went further up the mountain and been completely alone, but this was a good jumping off point. That being said, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You don't have to be 5 hours from home. You don't have to be 5 hours from home near people. You don't have to be 5 hours from home, another half hour up the mountain, and I'd be completely alone. You can go camp as close to your house as humanly possible. You can camp in your backyard. If you don't have a backyard because you live in a condo or apartment, you can call your aunt or uncle or Grandma Gladys and be like, do you mind if I pitch a tent in your backyard and see if I like it? You stage it just like you would at a normal campsite or out on a trip. Set up your tent, bring all your food and cook and have a fire, or your stove and your little Bluetooth speaker and, your camp chair and marshmallows and s'mores. And you can do everything you would be doing just in an ideal, safe and close location. You don't have to be, on top of Mount Washington. You don't have to. Stay close to home. Number 6, I think, would be whether you're going to camp far away and isolated like I kind of am, or even go further, or just camp at Grandma Gladys's house. Just make a plan and stick to it. Know exactly what you're bringing, who you're going with, when you're leaving, when you're going to arrive, what gear you're going to set up, what you're going to cook, everything. Make a plan and enact the plan. Stick to it. Keep yourself occupied and focused on, from the minute I pack my car and get on the road wherever you're going, to the minute I pack my car and leave the campsite, be regimented. Everything is going to be A, B, C, D, go point A to point B, get it done. That way it leaves almost no time or anything up to chance, when it comes to letting anxiety or fear or loneliness creep in, because you're constantly doing something. Camping and fishing and, even for me too, adding shooting videos into it. It's all a series of, it's like you're going fishing or you're going camping, or I'm on a camping fishing trip. Every single minute of my day, besides like downtime, is occupied with doing something. When I'm fishing, it's not just fishing. I'm doing 100 different things. When I'm camping, it's not just eating and laying in my tent and making s'mores. It's like I'm doing 100 different things. And then you add filming into it. There's always something to be done. There's always something to enjoy. Even like now, I fished already. I filmed some videos. I cleaned myself up. I'm going to start filming my camp for tonight here after I finish this video. And in between all that, or when I'm not filming, there's trails around here. The river's right down there. I can go for a hike. I guess, what are we at, number 7 now? Kind of goes with making a plan. Do some research. Do some scouting. If you want to drive to stay the night at a campground for one night, and it's, whatever a campsite or a KOA or Grandma Gladys's house, do research. Look at it on the map. Know how close you are to a cell service. Know how close you are to a gas station. Know how much water you need to bring. Make a list of where you're going and give it to 2 people so they know if they don't hear from you. But, drive out to the place you want to camp and put eyes on it and walk around and get a feel for the area. So when you come back with all your stuff, you've already been there. You're comfortable. Do yourself some favors, and that will alleviate a lot of those what ifs and mysteries. I promise you. If you watch the channel, I'm out here a lot. Well, not here, but I'm out here a lot. A lot of times, especially more recently, alone. Whether, again, I'm behind a dumpster at a Walmart or, you know, in the middle of a state forest. I get creeping thoughts. I get lizard brain, what's going on. I get lonely. I'm an anxious and depressed, you know, prone to that kind of stuff myself. My mental health, you all know all about that if you watch my videos. It's normal. Or you're the kind of guy that comes out here and drinks 17 Busch Lights and just doesn't know what's going on. That's a different kind of person. I'm not that person anymore. I used to be, but I'm not. It's totally normal. So I guess that's number 8, let's say, is you're not the only person that's ever gone through or will go through those accoutrements, you know, up in your brain. It's normal. It's 100% normal. Be a better friend to yourself. Number 9 now, I guess. This is kind of just like a general good rule of thumb. Keep your kitchen area and food and anything smelly like toothpaste or a pack of gum, or if you brought some deodorant or whatever, keep all of that stuff away from your tent. If possible, anyway, as much as possible. A lot of times people will hang their food or stuff like that in trees for bears. I have the truck, so I just put everything in my truck. But when I'm not, I have like a kitchen area and like a food area that is established at least 50 feet as much as possible without, I'm not going to walk a half a mile, but, you know, at least 50 feet away from where I'm sleeping. I don't bring anything into my tent with me except, you know, like my phone, my keys, my USB fan, flashlights, and what I'm sleeping with. Pretty much everything else I leave outside the tent. And again, things like toothpaste or gum, candy. You might have a half-eaten Snickers in your book bag that you forgot's in there. Just for good practice, keep everything away from your tent. 9 times out of 10, a raccoon or a squirrel or something might be sniffing around, and if it comes at your tent, you know, you might think it's a squatch or a black bear. Anything's going to spook when you make a noise anyway, but keep all that stuff away as a general good rule of thumb for any time, any place you're camping. And that really will, there's this very, very, very slim chance of encounters as it is, but that will take it down even further, like minuscule amounts of chance. I think this is the 9th. Just be aware of your surroundings. I know a lot of these, you know, that I've mentioned so far can kind of go hand in hand or cross-pollinate, but just be aware of your surroundings. You know, if there's people at other campsites, or you see people hiking through, or if something seems off or suspicious, or if, you know, you just take inventory and keep mental notes of, you know, like what's going on around you, what you see, what you hear, what you're feeling. Always trust your gut. Just try and, you know, when I said before, don't stay distracted by all the little accoutrement pieces of things you have to do, but be in tune with everything that you're doing so there's no surprises. And if there are surprises, you're already aware and prepared because you're in tune. You know what I'm trying to say? Does that all make sense? Number 10 is got to deal with stuff as it comes. You know, there's going to be other people around occasionally. The people camping next to you might blow off fireworks or play Kenny Chesney all night or be drinking and hollering. Like, you're allowed to stand up for yourself and speak up and blah, blah, blah. But it's a big planet with a lot of people, but, you know, people tend to do the same type thing. So you're going to have to kind of just take it as it comes. I feel like I've said enough, kind of gave you some things to think about. If you're an experienced camper, let me know what you think below. Is there anything I could have said better? Is there anything I could have expanded on or that I forgot to mention? If you're an inexperienced camper or just wanting to get into it and this is something that resonates with you, let me know. Ask me questions. I have plenty of experience with good and bad camping experiences. I've had experiences with experiences. That makes sense. I'm happy to help you any way that I possibly can, whether it's gear or advice or pick your brain on locations, whatever you want. My goal is to make camping and the outdoors as enjoyable and accessible and for everybody as possible, as much as possible, and get as many people out there as possible. My absolute greatest joy is when I get comments and messages and emails saying that people are out there doing what they do because they were inspired by me. I get that a lot. It makes me feel really good, whether they caught a fish or they went out and camped. A lot of people have decided to try their first stealth camps and let me know how those go. So do that at your own risk. But I want nothing more than to spread what I thoroughly enjoy and my life's work with all of you. So I hope this helps. I hope you got something out of it. Again, ask me questions or point things out or correct me or build off what I said in the comments below. I think we can get some really good dialogues going down there too if some of you are willing to speak up, and I respond to everybody. I look forward to doing more videos like this. I hope you get something out of them. I hope you enjoy them. And if there's, again, anything I can do to help you get out here, let me know. I appreciate all of you very much. Thank you so much for the support and for keeping me motivated to be out here. Enjoy yourselves, get out there, don't be afraid, just go do it. And once you do it once, you'll do it twice, and then by your 15th night out there, you'll be like, bring it on, raccoon. Thank you all again for being here. Much love to all of you, and we will see you on the next one.